Welcome to the EmpowerHer Entrepreneur podcast with Janis Boudreau, the ultimate destination for fearless women business owners ready to conquer their next level of success. Get ready to ignite your entrepreneurial spirit as we dive deep into all things related to building your empire, setting ambitious goals, and scaling your business to new heights. This podcast is your go-to resource for empowerment and encouragement. Tune in every week as we inspire, motivate, and empower you to embrace your full potential as a woman entrepreneur.
Allies in Action, building strong networks for Footcare Nurse entrepreneurs. Welcome back to EmpowerHer Entrepreneur, the podcast that uplifts and equips Footcare Nurse entrepreneurs across the country to build thriving, purpose-driven businesses. I'm so glad you're here, everybody. Whether you're driving between those client visits and maybe you're finishing charting or just taking a well-earned break, and I hope you are, I want you to take a very deep breath, because today's episode might just be the one that changes how you see your business community forever. So today we're going to talk about creating alliances and networking with the industry and how doing it right can absolutely make your work more enjoyable, for sure less isolating, and much more scalable. Why alliances matter? Well, when I first started my journey as a Footcare Nurse entrepreneur, I thought success meant doing everything myself. I wore all the hats: nurse, marketer, bookkeeper, and chief of damn everything officer. And as I'm saying this, I bet you're nodding your head. Yes, that's me. And for a while, I convinced myself that being independent was a strength. But over time, I really realized independence without the community can quickly turn into isolation. I was getting less information, less help, less bringing myself to a whole nother level because I tried to do it within myself. That's when I started intentionally building alliances and reaching out to other nurses, educators, and even small business owners outside of healthcare. And I can honestly say, everything changed. Can we say that together? Game changer. Networking isn't about collecting all the business cards or adding people on LinkedIn. You should do those things, but that's a little boring. It's about building the real relationships that grow your business, expand your knowledge, and keep you inspired. We all know those people around us that, don't you wish you could have a cup of coffee with them, or maybe you could shoot them a messenger? You know who they are. Those are those people that you've leaned on, or you could be leaning on, everybody. Over the last decade, I had a few people that, and I always tried to scale up. Go for help for information from somebody maybe who is, I'll just call it like doing better, has a business that I want to aspire to be. I always try to look up and not down, or at least look even, somebody who's more on the even playing field. When you're building your alliances, you gain visibility. People start referring clients and opportunities your way, because you know what? You're making that alliance. And like I said, this is where it's like outside of healthcare. The more people I met and introduced myself from one business owner to the next, it had an absolute huge impact. Sometimes it can be even just swapping services, doing something on social media. I mean, it's huge. 2, you build credibility. Your name becomes known in the right circles. So building these alliances, like for myself, I became very close with suppliers. I have my favorite people who they are the same as me, the way they teach, the way they offer products. And those have been some of the biggest alliances that have obviously built up credibility. I've had business sent my way from those alliances. And most importantly, number 3, you find emotional support. People who truly get what you're going through. Now think about that. Who could you message that would be getting what you're going through? And like I said, if you're getting somebody who's a few years ahead of you, five years even in advance, even a year in advance of you, they are understanding. They have been there. My messenger inbox is always filled, and I enjoy every single question that I get. Or people just need to know that they're okay and that what they're going through is just part of the journey. It's part of the journey I've been on. And often I can give them 1 to 2 things to amp up their game. Things that they're not looking at because they're too much in their business. Whereas I'm someone outside their business and I can hover over top. And from those messengers, I usually do get a lot of people who book the 1-hour mentor one-on-one calls with me, and they come in strong. They come in with a whole list of questions, and it really works. So if that's something any of you think about, the one-on-one calls with me, I mean, it's worth your time. You prepare for it. I get the list of questions beforehand, and we just nail it out. Anyway, imagine you're collaborating with, I don't know, another health organization to host a community foot health workshop. You educate the public, attract new clients, and split the marketing workload. That's the kind of smart alliance that benefits everyone. I recently had a great alliance with FootLogix Corporation where we both met each other's needs. They had foot care products and I'm offering foot care services and education. We put together webinars. We supported each other. We shared each other's page. And what did that mean? There was more traction for either of us in both directions. This could obviously be another physiotherapist. It could even be someone in your industry that helps seniors in any way. That would be a great alignment. You know what? Because when you build the right network, you're not just going to grow your business. Trust me, you're going to grow your impact. These are all things to think about. Okay, the benefits of strategic networking. Let's talk about the real tangible benefits of creating the alliances as a foot care nurse entrepreneur. One is learning mentorship. Networking is going to connect you with people who've already done what you're trying to do. Maybe another nurse has mastered mobile clinic setups, or someone else knows the ins and outs of billing for foot care services. Why reinvent the wheel, ladies, when you learn directly from those who've walked the path? I just want to add a part B to this. Please make sure that you are picking ethical and sound people that you are networking with. I'm gonna go on a down note here, but the truth is, in my 14-year, I've been a nurse. I don't know if it's 27, 29. I can't even count how many years, but I've been in business for myself for 14. And you know what? I did pick some wrong people along the way. Sometimes the people are right in the beginning, but they can turn wrong. You can know, if you're aligning yourself with other people who are just unethical, competitive, you'll feel it right down to your bone. You will feel, it's not a great alliance. Another big tip too is watch people's social media. Do you ever watch you're networking with somebody, or maybe you're starting to talk and you're trying to network and align and get some mentorship, and then you take a look at their social media and you're like, oh my, if they are, I didn't even want to get into it because I think you're going to be able to tell the people you would actually want to follow it and not. That's something for sure. If they're snippy, if they've got attitude, if they're always complaining, if they're always biting back, probably not choose those people as mentor. If they're a person who's always got an issue, and then again, they unleash it on social media, please cut that. That's not a mentor. Look for people that you can align yourself with and absolutely learn from them. 2, shared marketing opportunities. So co-hosting webinars, workshops, or community foot health days allows you to share costs. You're going to reach bigger audiences and create content that positions you as an authority. You can also cross-promote each other's businesses. For instance, a Footcare Nurse could partner with a diabetic educator at a local wellness clinic, and you can tap into others' audiences, of providing more complete care. This could even be someone, my girlfriend, oh, so cool, owns a dental mobile unit. She goes to facilities and then she has a home office. This could be somebody great to hook up with to offer, mobile home from, head to toe, teeth to feet. There are just so many things. You got to think outside the box. Number 3, of course, is professional development. You know what? You can network by joining associations, attending conferences, and engaging in online communities. It's going to expand your knowledge and your professional reach. You never know. That one introduction could lead to your next business partnership or speaking invitation. Early on, I had joined the CAFCN. I was on the, I don't know if we call it the board of directors. I was the membership chair for close to 3 years. I built up so many alliances and friendships that I still have to this day. And while my business had grown and I couldn't, stay long-term on the association, imagine that all was like a decade ago. And now this year I'm going to be speaking at the national conference for the CAFCN as a speaker on gold standard practices. Imagine getting asked to do that. So while I was just that attendee walking in so quiet, then I was a board member, and now I'm one of their plenary speakers. So things can go from one stage to the next quickly. Oh, and those conferences, I met some of the funnest ladies. And again, there were seasons. I had a season where I had this group. And then they stayed in mobile care. And then I, had my next season where I met more clinic owners. And then I had my next season where I, met more, a lot of us who have 10 plus nurses working for us. And you decide along the way who you're going to keep, who you're going to let go, who is on the same path, but just make sure it's a good path. And if it's not, and remove them. 4, emotional support and belonging. Let's be honest, entrepreneurship can be very lonely, guys, and having friends and allies who understand your world makes the journey way more enjoyable. They're going to celebrate your wins, listen when you vent, and remind you that you're not in this alone. Because the truth is, networking isn't just about the business, it is about belonging. What to be careful about, I kind of delved on this a little bit too, is now while alliances can be powerful, not everyone partnership is going to be the right one. I learned and burned from this also. Whether it be the, slimy guy who's just trying to sell you products and push products like a car salesman, that can happen in the industry, in any industry. It can be somebody who you thought you were in alliance with and they're so damn competitive that it's ick and you got to turn your back to it. These are all things that can happen. It can be an alliance that they're just taking more than they're mutually like back and forth. And sometimes that can not be a bad thing. It just can mean you're moving on to a different season, a different group, a different people. But you got to really watch that. So here's some of the things to watch out to protect your time, your energy, and most of all, your reputation. Align with your values. Not every professional will share your standards or ethics. Before you collaborate, make sure you're on the same page, especially when it comes to how you treat your clients, you handle confidentiality, and of course you represent the nursing profession. I always kind of give a deep look at looking back a few months at social media. You can really see a person's attitude and what they like kind of portray. And if it's not on par with me, yeah, you're probably gone. Anyway, 2, avoid one-sided relationships. If you find yourself always giving but never receiving, it's time to reevaluate. Healthy alliances are mutually beneficial, and each person is going to bring something valuable to the table. I had a problem with that where I had, just even recently, colleagues that you think you're on the same level, the same page, and they're more asking questions and in the take scenario, and you just have to reevaluate that relationship. 3, set clear expectations. Before launching any collaboration, clarify the roles, communication methods, and the responsibilities. Decide how you'll share costs, credit, and client inquiries. It's not about mistrust, it's about professionalism. And I have to say, with clear expectations, I have had such good collaboration and partnerships. I have some colleagues that I have worked with so well. I remember for a long time, me and Heidi partnered up doing quite a few things. Natalie, Josie, I have people, Kathy at CPC, Nikki at FootLogics. There is actually a very long list of collaborations that I still work with today and really, really enjoy. But we have very good expectations of each other. 4 is maintain your boundaries. Even in supportive networks, keep your professional and personal boundaries intact. Be mindful when sharing client stories or business information. Confidentiality is totally key in the healthcare entrepreneurship. And 5, you're going to want to watch for red flags, because sometimes competition can disguise itself as collaboration. If somebody constantly undermines your work or oversteps, step back. If they're on social media and they're targeting you and you know it, step back. Always protect your brand. Your reputation is your most valuable business asset. And remember, alliances should lift you up and not drain you. So how can you build these meaningful connections? How do you actually start building your network? Especially if you're more on the introvert or you feel like networking sounds intimidating, here's some steps. 1, start small. Reach out to one person this week. Maybe another Footcare nurse you admire online or a healthcare provider in your area. A simple, genuine message goes such a long way. You know what? Use social media intentionally. Join professional Facebook or LinkedIn groups for nurses and entrepreneurs. Comment thoughtfully, share your insights, and build relationships over time. The people you want will present themselves. Remember, visibility doesn't come from shouting the loudest. It comes from showing up consistently and authentically. And for those of you out there that have bought a course, a webinar, a workshop, or even just a forum, you have all been given that invite for the AFCN VIP Foot Masters group, which is on Facebook. And this is our closed unit that we ask questions in private, because we're giving gold standard and ethical answers to make sure our nurses are getting all the best information and are choosing to do the right thing for their company. And we've all been there. 3, be a giver first. Offer value before asking for it. Share a resource, connect someone with a referral, or cheer their business on. When people see that you're genuinely caring, you guys, they'll want to work with you. 4, follow up and stay in touch. Relationships grow through consistency. And after meeting someone, send a quick message, email them, check in occasionally. And you know what? If there's no immediate reason, but just keep it on your mind, keep them on your mind. Join professional communities, attend Footcare Nurse conferences, workshops, or online mastermind groups. Surround yourself with people who share your vision for elevating this profession. Networking isn't about being extroverted, it's about being intentional. As we are going to wrap up today's episode, let's reflect on what we've learned. So guys, creating alliances and building networks in our industry isn't just a nice to have. It's one of the most effective and it's fulfilling way to grow as a professional and as a person. And when we connect with the right people, those who are going to inspire, they're going to challenge, they're going to support us. We don't just grow our businesses, we're going to grow our confidence, our joy, and Lord, our sense of purpose. So here's your challenge this week. Are we listening? Do we have a pen? Do we need to pause? We have a challenge. Reach out to one new person. Maybe it's a fellow Footcare nurse or a local business owner. Start the conversation. You never know what doors might open, because when we lift each other up, we're going to rise together, stronger, wiser, and love the word, empowered. So thank you for tuning in to EmpowerHer Entrepreneur. And if this episode inspired you, please share it with another Footcare Nurse, leave a review, and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, ladies, stay confident, stay connected, and keep empowering yourself and others.